Greetings, earthlings. Come in peace. Greetings, earthlings, and welcome to my galaxy. I hope that everyone had a wonderful Christmas. If you celebrate. My name is Elle. If you're new here, welcome. So happy to have you. And I just wanted to make this video for anyone who struggles with depression, grief, anxiety, specifically related to a loved one that you are missing around the holidays. Whether you celebrate Christmas or not, it is just such a time of really giving to others, receiving, and it's very consumer driven, but it does also, because of all those things, seem to shine a light on what we are missing in our own lives, whether that's material or a loved one. And I think that's okay, and it's just so normal. Gosh, it's just something we should talk about more, and so I'm talking about it. It's not easy to talk about for a lot of us, so I think that's why it's just such a merry time, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, but it's like it's bittersweet Christmas for me every year, and bittersweet happy holidays. Like, I'm trying to be happy holidays. And that's just because I miss my dad so much. You guys know my dad died the summer before my senior year in high school from cancer. And it feels like yesterday. I've missed him every day since. I'm 31. High school was a minute ago. Just 1 minute and 30 seconds ago. But it feels like yesterday when I first got to I remember everything, every moment of all of it, and it truly does not get better with time when you lose somebody like that. My dad was my hero, and he was a very nurturing and loving and supportive parent, very much knew what tests I had that day in school and was texting me after to ask me how I did, and had helped me study the night before, and had given me a philosophical speech about the subject matter and why it's important to know the night before, and it would get me up and make me oatmeal, and just I want to be my dad when I grow up. But anyway, I'm just here for you, and I want you to know that it's completely normal to feel sad during the holidays. I think Kelly Clarkson, if you happen to have Hulu, or it's probably on YouTube for free, but if you like Kelly Clarkson, if you need a famous person's take on this message, then I would really suggest and recommend her Christmas special to you, the one that she did this year in 2021. I think it was called A Very Kelly Christmas, or just search for Kelly Clarkson Christmas special. And she has written a few songs about how sad this time of year can be for And I felt so understood and so comforted by her special, because there was so many opportunities at the ends of the different songs and moments for her to be like, Merry Christmas, like Happy New Year. Like, you know how she is, like, besides the competitive aspect, she's very much like bubbly, and I like respect her even more than I have since I was 13 for the fact that she, any opportunity she could, said that it's a sad time of year for a lot of people, and she gets that. And it was just like, I cried watching that Christmas special, because I feel like we don't really talk about that part of it a lot. So yeah, I'm here, and if you're feeling lonely, whether you're missing somebody, maybe you haven't lost anybody in your family or your friends, but maybe you're just like, your body is out of whack and you're missing the sunlight and feeling tired or not yourself, that's okay too. It's just totally okay for it to not be what America and the Hallmark Corporation say it's supposed to be. Like, it can be what it is for you. Your real experience and feelings are completely valid. So I just wanted to, I could not let another Christmas pass without putting myself out there like this and just sharing that Christmas is really hard for me. That's why I go balls deep with Halloween, to be honest with you. I thrive, and it doesn't make me sad, and I don't feel like I'm without my dad at that point as much in the year for some reason. I don't know, I feel like Halloween is so much more of like an individual holiday or a couple's holiday, or I mean, it's a family holiday, but it is I don't know, like when I'm planning my Halloween outfit in April, I don't feel like there's not a single thought that's like, oh, I wish my dad could be there. Probably, like I probably want to invite him to come see my Halloween outfit, because weird. If he was alive, like I wouldn't be like, Dad, check out my sexy Halloween outfit. No. But things pretty much from that point on, like November 1st, downward spirals mentally, and very just like, oh, here comes Thanksgiving and Christmas. So I did want to just share like a few things and a few memories about my dad with you guys. So my dad's name was, I think you guys will die, honestly. My dad's name was Harry Rhonda Smith, and he would kill me if he knew that I told you guys that. But it's actually very common for men of a certain age and era in this country to be given what we now consider feminine names, like Lindsay, Rhonda. There were lots of guys named that at a certain point in this country, and that's when he was born. He was born in 1932, you guys. So if he was alive right now, he would be like either in his late 80s or early 90s. So, born in 1932, lived through the Great Depression, the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. you imagine? Like, really? It's so cool to me to think that I've lived through the 90s, early 2000s, Y2K included. And now, sorry, it just hit me like it was like a montage of like 9/11 and COVID, but it'll be really interesting to see in a few more decades what I have continued to live through. I mean, I think about my dad and I'm like, that's so cool that he has seen, like, he's seen a time with zero internet. Zero. And I can't even imagine. So, where will we be? Like, do you get what I'm saying? So, Harry Rhonda Smith, and he went to buy Ron. And my mom would call him Ronnie Ton. All of his friends, the Ronnie Tonny, the Ronnie Tonster, Ronnie Ton Ton. And he was like a motherfucking Christmas elf. He was just so into Christmas, and that's another reason why it's so hard for me, because I mean, he made Christmas what Christmas is to me. He did that. Like, he understood the assignment, and he really did that. And I will forever be grateful. I will forever feel like the richest girl in the world for the magic that he brought to my life. We need some wine before we start to have. I'm like, it's okay to feel so sad. Let's feel it together. And then the second I have like a trickle of emotion, I'm like, shut that shit down. Lock it all the way up. Eat the key. Don't throw it away. Eat it so you can get it back later if you need it. But like, now's not the time. Don't be like me. Feel your feelings. But do also have wine. And if you don't want to feel them, that's okay too. Don't mess up your makeup if you don't want. But, you know, it's all relative. It's stupid, but it's valid. To not want to mess up your makeup, you know, like genuinely just feel how you feel. Thanks for giving me a minute. But he really did. My dad made Christmas what it is to me, and it's like the most magical, like, okay, I'll just give you a few suggestions and then I'll show you a few pictures of him and stuff. So my dad used to, while I was sleeping, go put on his work boots. He was a dentist, so that I'm stupid. His yard work boots that he would use to like cut firewood. And he would go, like, my mom would like hold him up and he would like step in the fireplace 2 steps and make sure there was like boot footprints in the fireplace ash. Like, obviously eat or throw away the cookies. Always made sure one of my gifts, whichever one made the most sense. Like, one year it was a life-size Barbie, and another year it was like a toy horse stable. But whatever never made sense to be out of the box and like the showpiece. He always did that with one of my gifts. So it was like, I came down the stairs on Christmas morning after he'd woken me up a million times, and it was like a big bow on something that was out of the box, so I could go ahead and play with it. Actually, really smart. I'm gonna have to copy that. But so I could play with something until the rest of the family got there to have Bloody Marys and do Christmas. It was always at my house, my dad and mom's house. So, just beyond magical. Oh, another thing, he would, as he would wrap gifts throughout the Christmas season, he would, I shit you not, like, this is so extra and so cool to me. There's probably apps for this. If not, I should invent one in his honor. Oh my god. Maybe I'll keep it a secret just in case. He was really thoughtful with Christmas presents. He would like go above and beyond to wrap stuff, and I've still kept some of the bows that he wrapped gifts with. It's a big thing in our house. Like, you had to argue over, like, and negotiate for certain bows because they were just very, very nice, and you wanted your gift to be like not like from somebody to you, but the one you were giving somebody, you wanted it to be wrapped to perfection. So it's like a really big deal. I still have the best memories of shopping at like JCPenney's or Parks Belk. I'm trying to remember like genuinely what the stores were, because it was not Macy's in my hometown, but it was the Pennies and the Belks, and we would have these gift wrap counters, and Dad and I would always go to them after we had done some shopping, and he was like, this is the way you do it, Ellie Bell. That was his nickname for me. Ellie Bell, Ellie Bell, Ellie Bell, Ellie Bell. This is the way you do it, Ellie Bell. You know, like, and we would go like get the nicest wrapping paper, the nicest bow, and we would just let the and he was so nice to the gift wrap ladies and would tip them, and I just remember thinking like, wow, my dad probably knows Santa because this is fancy. Like, our Christmas is top, absolute top. So I know I briefly showed this already in my Christmas tree tour, ornament tour video, but this is a super vintage frame. It is very heavy, very, very heavy, and it's just a picture of me and my dad on Christmas. This was my last Christmas with him, so it's very special to me, and wow, I'm so grateful for this moment, this Christmas. I mean, sorry, I'm not trying to hog it. The ring light. Okay, perfect. Look at that. I think you can probably tell. By the way, I'm looking at him that I kind of like him, like, big fan of this guy right here. And if anyone is curious, it's totally fine. By the way, if you're like, oh my god, your dad was so old, like, yeah, he was a little bit older, sis. too. So I can't help that. I used to get made fun of a lot though in school. People would be like, is that her dad or her grandpa? And I was really self-conscious about it, but I shouldn't have been. And I hope if any of your parents are older that you will just consider yourself so lucky for every second that you get with them. Don't worry about any of that other shit. But he just loved me so much. And Christmas will never be the same. And that's just the truth. So I still remember like what I was wearing. I was wearing a lilac turtleneck, and I feel like it was from American Eagle, but it could have been from Abercrombie. Most definitely from one of the two, I think. What a sweet man. My hair used to be like a much brighter, whiter blonde. Now it's just so you guys know. Very like mousy, ashy. Look how he's squeezing my arm. And if you're wondering, this is all wrapping paper. He had just opened a gift from me. So I wish this still worked, but it doesn't even take batteries. But all of this used to light up and blink. Like there. So I did want to show you guys just a few more pictures. They're really cute. That way you can see little Ellie Bell in Christmas's past. Oh, okay. He's got his eyes closed in that one. Let me find. Okay. So this was the house I grew up in, and this was, I thought I would say the year. Well, anywho, this is like our den, living room. You can see the mantle's all done up. There's that nutcracker that I used when I was Clara. Look at this hat on this deer. Are you kidding? That was my dad's hat, and he put it on there. He said, you need that. And yeah, and this was the year he got a Schwinn bicycle. And he's got his Christmas sweater on. Looking so good. Sir, you're looking so good. Just the freaking cutest. Okay, his eyes are closed though in this one. And then check this out. I guess this is like, yeah, this is a zoomed out, like wider frame version. And there's me staring at him with wonder and awe, just so in love with the posing. Look at that, the fire is going. So cute. And then here is our Christmas tree. Again, I really wish this happened here. tree. We did a real tree every year. Most people did in the 90s. Because they just didn't have a lot of fake tree options like they do now. Like the ones that are like pink ombre. Sis, that did not exist. Okay. So here is our Christmas tree. And yes, there are tons of plushies all around. Here is our driveway. That is my mom and me. I'm on like a little red wagon, and that's my mom with a snow shovel, shoveling our driveway while pulling me in the red wagon. Oh, and this is undoubtedly a pin marking that my dad has made, because he loved red felt tip pins. So this right here is proof of global warming, because where'd all the snow go? This is Elizabethton, Tennessee, Johnson City, Tennessee area, Tri-Cities. So definitely, I texted one of my best friends there today, and yeah, it was like in the 60s. So something is different about the planet, you know? Me holding an embroidered Christmas pillow. And again, I can't stress enough the cuteness and the 90s nostalgia that is this mantle. Oh, here's me holding Santa. And yeah, I never said I was a model. I never. Okay. But you can see here how tall the tree is. Are you kidding? And then you can see the garland. I mean, just every banister, every mantle, everything. Here's Mr. Man on his Schwinn bicycle, and let's just look at me being like the hype girl. I'm like, yes! And you can tell he's excited too. He's very excited. And I'm like, yes! In my little Christmas outfit. Gosh. Oh, wistful AF right here. Check it out. Just what'll be in my stocking. What are you bringing for me, Sandy? We were always gonna be a problem. That's very clear. And then last but not least, I did want to show you guys that I was fucking Clara for 2 years straight, and I am Clara Stahlbaum, the one and only from the Nutcracker, and nobody cracks nuts like this bitch. Okay, so if anybody says they love Christmas or the Nutcracker, 13 years